This heat is going to be incredible. Nikki Van Dijk taking on Carissa Moore in the second heat of the morning on finals day. A three-time world champ in Carissa Moore, former U.S. Open champ, beating Courtney Conlogue just a few years ago, where the decision was made on the sand. 2015 was Carissa's last world title, the third world title before the Tyler Wright reign. And it's great to see her still fired up, ready to compete, hunting down a fourth world title. Legends like Brock Little went there.
Joe Tippel.
Yeah, that was fun. But Carissa Moore is having a look now. Driving off the bottom. Nice clean vertical, and she'll get a quick start. Now hoping for this solid inside bowl. Has some speed, just wants the section. Has to really earn this bonus. Off the bottom and hits it nice and tight, but lands in a bit of a gutter there. Really tough to pull off a landing when that section just unloads and goes flat. Anything she could have done differently there, Rosie?
But Carissa, that quick start, that's what saw successful Stephanie Gilmore in that last heat. So big whip on the outside, just a readjust of the competitor's jersey, doing the bounce to find the inside. Look at her head. I mean, it's just like she's taking it all in at a moment's notice and then S-ing this board. But let's see what went wrong on this maneuver. You see that reverb, it pushes up at her. She doesn't kind of ride out of it clean, so could have stayed a little bit more centered over her board. She actually bailed out before she got to that inside section. So Carissa Moore, she's going to have to tidy up that inside section.
It could be happening this season. Well, we just came off the first heat of the morning, and a very important one as well for the world title race. But watching this first, we've got Carissa Moore belting that backhand section, looking to recover on the inside corner. First wave was the 417 without the finish. So if she can get one here. And now hacking it nice and clean. Beautiful connection, timed it well. First wave didn't give her that nice easy read on the lip line. And now she has two scoring waves quickly.
There's also a bit of separation between where these ladies are sitting on this peak. So Carissa a little bit further south, goes to her backhand. We know that just for one backhand swing, she got a 417. Gets a little bit hung up there on the rail. Then biding her time, waiting, seeing if she can get through this flat section at Huntington Beach. She's done this a million times. And here, watch her legs. She kind of goes low, shock absorbers. She knows that from that last wave, she needs to finish off these rides.
Carissa Moore would come to Southern California at a very young age for her national championships at lower trestles for the NSSA. And she would win everything so early. By the time she was about 11 or 12, she was already kind of ready to move on and start looking at pro events. As we watch Nikki Van Dijk finally getting started. She's been so selective and it's been almost guaranteed to pick the best waves of the heat all the way to this quarterfinal. This one forcing her to dance a bit around to find the pocket. Now jamming down the line. Connects quickly off the roof to complete that float on the inside corner.
Good start for Nikki. Solid finish. Couple great turns out on the outside.
Yeah, she has a lot of great friends here in Southern California and a lot that are competing over at the Vans Park Series. What'd you like about the work out the back?
Well, do you know what? For a flatter wave, Nikki worked it over so well. So two turns, just not finding a vertical approach, but still keeping speed, maintaining through this flat section. The finish was what I liked the most on this wave. Goes for that floater maneuver, ends it on her feet.
Nally, that was the whole bet that they had. As soon as she won her first major event, the mustache would be gone. And she didn't know her dad before that without a mustache.
And that bet goes all the way back to a few years prior to Peru. Everyone goes away in the off-season and gets to work on their surfing. And let's just see who's going to get the better of this.
Carissa Moore committing with priority and now hoping that she improves on that low score. First rip through the whitewater right into a fading cutback. The three-time world champ now looking for an inside hack. And now just a nice clean setup, turn off the top, a tough finish. No landing there, and she's down.
Yeah, that little inside section and the way that it just converges on that shallow bank, it's tough. It's a tricky read. And you know to get that score, you've got to finish strong. And that's all we've been saying, but it's so tough. It can be so hard to just complete the ride. And Carissa finds a whitewater climb. This has kind of been the pattern on these waves, is just kind of get that whitewater climb, find that flow. But here, as you can just tell, that nose of that board is kind of going into that trough, and it's so tricky to ride out because all of that water is kind of converging on that little bit of space, and you need to finish out in front of it. You want to see the nose of the board pointing towards the shore. It's from Carissa. Does that wind up, gets that bottom turn, keeps that board on rail, transition through maneuvers, smooth, clean surfing. Carissa again staying engaged. Spray coming off the back of the fins. You set a creative line right there to cut back into the power source and then hammers it on that inside section. So this is Nikki. We didn't get to see the beginning stages of this ride. Wow, great float from Nikki. Stays low, managing to just deal with that whitewater. And then Nikki just hopeful that this thing is going to open up for her. Slams that whitewater again.
Amazing shaper that dominates the world with beautiful crafts led by Joel Parkinson in his world title year. This is Carissa Moore jamming down the line, passing the 5-minute warning. Nice vertical climb, but she'll get dropped off out the back. Coming off her best number, the 6.7, but Nikki also came off of her best number at a 6.0. He always has so many close decisions against the world champs that are on tour. Fun looking peak. Popping up for the Australian. Sets this one up deep. Now out front, clean carve. Another nice little fading cutback for Van Dijk, and she'll start to hunt down the reform. Keeping the board speed up. This wave's not even breaking, and it's not going to let her in. She was hoping for a 6.7. Tough to do without that inside section.
This place is exhausting. It can be frustrating.
Wow, tough one there for Nikki. Let's see what happened here.
Well, Nikki out the back uses her priority, just winds it up. That wave not quite standing up, but Nikki still gets a couple turns on her backhand. And then this right here is what we've become so used to over the week. This flat section going from deep water to a shallow inside shore break. And Nikki not getting that connection. So like I said, you do all that hard work, it can be very frustrating not to do that finishing maneuver.
Little opportunity starting to line up. Carissa allowed to take this wave with that priority, and she will execute it right there. So first defensive, and now we'll see if she can turn it into a keeper.
Looking over her shoulder, watching Nikki, seeing if there's a second wave in the set.
You can tell it wasn't too concerned with what the wave looked like until now. A little redirect. Just making sure she took that wave off Van Dijk. 13 seconds to go.
Again, the eyes were back out to the outside, seeing if there was something over her shoulder.
Carissa Moore will take on her longtime rival, as we have Carissa taking on Stephanie Gilmore in the first semifinal of the Vans US Open of Surfing.
Huge heat, massive. Can't wait to see those ladies duke it out in the semis.